mass shootings happen in gun-free zones?
I did not know that, actually.
Once again,
Is this what you want to talk about?
We're talking about campaign finance. If you want to wait your turn, go ahead, but I'm talking to this guy right now. All right, you go ahead. He walked away. So
right.
what's up? What's your grief here?
No, well, I want to know what you're here for. I want you to.
I'm talking to people about gun control. What do you want regarding guns?
I understand that there is a Second Amendment, and you have a right to own a gun. That is fine. But as someone who's had a gun pulled on me and almost been shot, it's terrifying. Have you almost been shot before? Have you ever had a gun?
Now, did this person who pulled the gun on you have obtained the firearm legally?
I do not know. But all I know is that I went to pick up this girl to go to prom with her, that she accepted me to take her to prom, and her dad opened the door with a shotgun to my face.
And that's a crime. You can call the police on him for that. That's illegal. So we're talking about changing gun laws.
Yeah, we're changing gun laws. We're not changing this to take away all guns. I'm just saying that I understand if you have a handgun to protect your family or a hunting rifle, that's fine. I get that. But if you have a weapon that's designed to kill people fast, that's what an assault weapon is, to kill people fast. So in my...
Do weapons assault people or do people assault people?
Guns assault people.
How does an inanimate object assault someone?
A gun can't kill 50 people in a row right away.
Do knives assault people, or can you cook with them and have multiple uses? It is a tool. That's right.
It has multiple uses.
It does.
But that also means that you can use them for bad and you can use them for good. I mean, our military does use our guns for good.
People with a knife in a school?
There have been tons of mass murders.
Mass murders?
With knives. With knives. Yes, there have been. Especially even in China, who's banned guns for their citizens. They have mass murders with knives where they've taken out like 19, 20 people. Yes.
Wait. So what you're telling me is that if I'm in a school and somebody walks in with a knife and starts stabbing people, I'm not going to run away?
Well, you can run away.
You can't outrun a gun. You can't outrun a bullet.
You know what you can do? If somebody walks in with an illegally or stolen firearm with a gun, if there's a security or if there's a teacher who's been trained with firearms, they can neutralize that threat and keep the students safe.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I personally don't believe that should happen, but I'm not here to start a fight. I'm just saying from my experience, I don't think that having an assault rifle is a good idea. Just assault rifles, no other type of gun. Other type of guns are fine. I understand.
What is it? What to you is an assault rifle? What exactly?
Something that can shoot bullets, sorry, not guns, shoot bullets at more than 14 bullets in a very short amount of time. With a handgun, you shoot and you have to cock it, right?
No.
You don't have to do that?
No, you don't.
All right, well then.
With a handgun, you pull the trigger, it fires. You pull the trigger, it fires until the clip is unloaded.
Yeah.
And those clips can contain a lot of bullets. And so a handgun is considered a semi-automatic. Now, those are actually semi-automatic weapons as well.
All right.
So if you're talking, and so are hunting rifles, semi-automatic. All semi-automatic means is that you pull the trigger and it fires. You pull the trigger and it fires. Now you can modify AR-15s by putting a bump stock, which all a bump stock is, it's an attachment with a shoulder spring. So when the gun fires, it has a kickback, right? And it pushes your finger forward into the trigger. So it goes bop, 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 which is similar to an automatic, but it is actually not the same. And I'll tell you why AR-15s cannot be used in the same capacity as an automatic rifle. The metal surrounding the barrel will overheat. It is not designed to have long, continuous rapid fire like that. A lot of people will have to stop and let their rifles sit for 10-15 minutes before using it again because the tip will get red hot. So there are many differences. AR-15s are not any bit similar or even used in military for those reasons.
All right. So what were you trying to tell me?
What I'm trying to tell you here is that what I'm asking you actually is, are you wanting to get rid of semi-automatic rifles, which AR-15s fall into, or are you wanting to just have more restrictions, which we already have restrictions on automatic?
I'm saying that you should be at least 21 years old to buy a gun. There's no reason that you should be able to buy a gun at 18.
What about guys who join the military at 18?
they're trained to use a gun in a specific circumstance. We're not talking about regular people who are on the street who own guns.
But you could be drafted at age 18 to have to go die in war. You can go buy cigarettes. So
what is that? That doesn't mean anything. You can go buy cigarettes. I can buy cigarettes. You can buy cigarettes. That can affect other people's lives.
So here's an example here. If you're worried about, you're thinking, if I move the age up to 18, then young people, which you think that might be the people that are once doing these school shootings, won't be able to get their hands on guns. Well, you know that the shooting that happened in Maryland, the kid stole the gun from his dad. So what about in circumstances where they're not obtained legally?
In circumstances that they're not obtained legally, then it falls on the gun owner, the gun owner himself, because in that circumstance, you didn't protect your gun in the right way. If you have your gun laying around, that's
how's that going to prevent the shooting? How's that going to prevent? Like, you can blame, you can say, all right, these parents should be held accountable. But how is that going to actually prevent a shooting?
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change things. I'm trying to make it so that you don't have your gun lying around in your house. Because I have a friend whose toddlers shot themselves and killed themselves. Their own toddlers shot themselves and killed themselves with their parents' gun. I think that you should have your gun in a gun locker, and the parents should be the only one who know.
Of course, gun people agree on that. Guns should be kept out of reach of kids. They should be put in gun safes. But we're talking about gun control, gun regulations. A lot of people here are saying the answer is to try to ban all guns. There are people saying that. Or some people saying, yes, ma'am, I'm sorry, but I talk to people and they are. Some people are saying they want to just ban certain military-style weapons. They want to ban assault rifles, or they want to ban even just semi-automatic. So what about the idea of armed security or teachers in schools to protect students?
I don't think that's a good idea. Personally, I don't think that's a good idea.
What's the difference between police officers that have had screenings, trainings, and teachers that could receive screenings and trainings?
Have you been, how old are you? That's my first question.
I've been to high school. Teachers could, there are guns that have biometrics to where only that teacher's thumbprint, fingerprint could access the gun.
How expensive is that technology? How expensive is that technology?
So you're saying the issue would be funding?
Partially.
So what about the billions and billions of dollars that we throw away overseas to fund foreign countries with foreign aid? I mean, that money could be put towards schools and teachers, don't you think?
How is our government sending millions of dollars over?
Billions to the Middle East and to all kinds of countries. Billions in foreign aid, yes.
As somebody who is studying to be an EMT and has training in these specific circumstances of people being massively shot, when I am going through that training myself, it terrifies me. I don't want to have to go and see someone's child dying. No one wants to see that. I think that's something we can all agree. So maybe we should.
But that's EMT training. Gun training is not anywhere near the same as EMT training.
I deal with the fallout of what some people who hold the guns do. Some people who own guns aren't good people.
People can be stabbed. People can have bombs explode.
Obviously, there's differences. There's different circumstances. I'm not arguing that with you. I'm arguing that when you have the ability to shoot a lot of people really fast, like if there was someone who had a bump stock in one of these buildings and just unloaded on us, he can kill a lot of people really fast. Versus a handgun where, yeah, you can kill people, but it's not the same as like aiming and spraying. You have to aim and pull.
Do you think that this could be a target though, because all these people here are presumed to be unarmed?
It could be. I mean, well, if you think about it logically, if you're in the mindset where you want to kill people and there's a lot of people around, put two and two together.
98% of mass shootings happen in gun-free zones.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, so essentially it's a target when people have signs up that say gun-free zone, no guns allowed, everyone here is presumed to be unarmed. If you were, not that you would ever do this or even think like this, but if you were to think, if I'm going to go shoot up people, do I want to be shot back?
I don't want to be shot back.
Yeah, so nobody would. So it's a deterrent to have the citizens owning guns.
So then everyone's in fear of each other. And that
Everyone is held to an accountability to where if somebody decides to start fighting, they can firing on people, they can be instantly neutralized, and it prevents the psychological thing of I'm going to go and prey on a bunch of unarmed people that are weaker.
All right. So if everyone's afraid of everyone else, what happens? People don't go outside. They don't spend money in our country. They buy things online from China, and then that backfires.
People don't have to be afraid of each other. I've been around tons of people at open carry marches that have all had guns, AR-15s, everything, guns, and they don't fire on anyone. They just talk to me just like you.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that from my perspective, I don't do guns. I don't really like them.
Have you ever fired a gun?
I have fired a gun, and it was not a fun experience. I did not like it.
What kind of gun?
It was a handgun. I don't know what kind because I didn't really pay attention that much. But all I know is I don't like guns. And if you like guns, that's fine. I appreciate.
You don't like guns. Nobody forces you to own a gun.
And I appreciate that you have your own beliefs and that you can do what you want with them.
Well, here's a good reason why I advocate for women to have guns. Not every woman that doesn't want to have a gun, but I myself personally as a woman feel safer walking around at nighttime if I'm able to carry, because if I'm going to be sexually assaulted or physically assaulted by a man, which is much bigger and stronger than I am, he's got an advantage on me through physical strength. If I have a gun, I can stave off an attack. So when people are talking about they want to ban guns altogether, I take that as a personal attack on my safety. What do you think about women who would be made more vulnerable if we banned guns?
I think in that sense, I understand what you say. I understand where you're coming from, and I do, to an extent, I understand it, but have you ever been pepper sprayed before?
I have had pepper spray on me, yes, and it hurts, but I've seen guys be pepper sprayed on drugs or whatever and keep on going at you. Yeah. I've seen it. It's happened. Trust me.
Okay, I understand.
Especially if they're on drugs or PCP or something crazy.
What do you mean by drugs?
Drugs, like PCP, someone on drugs. Like
PCP's one drug. You said drugs.
I know of many ex-Navy SEALs, military guys, that have been trained on how to withstand it, and they could still kill you or hurt you, even if they
spray pepper spray here. Do you think anyone would just be like, fuck it, I'm fine?
Yeah, so they're trained, so why should I not be able to protect myself against one of those guys?
A Navy SEAL?
Yeah, why shouldn't I be able to?
A Navy SEAL doesn't give a fuck about you, honestly. If a Navy SEAL
you don't know that. That's a presumption.
If a Navy SEAL sets his mind to something, he has the training to do pretty much whatever he wants.
And I can have the training to have a gun.
Everyone's a Navy SEAL. I'm not a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, but I have the right to protect myself against somebody who has the ability to withstand pepper spray. I have the right to have a gun.
Yeah, you have a right to have a gun. That's a right. It's in our amendment. It's an amendment to our Constitution. I understand that.
So then you agree with the Second Amendment?
Yeah, I support it, I guess. I understand it's part of the our Constitution. I understand that. But for me personally, I don't like the idea of guns.
Okay. Let's just end it at that. We agree on that. We found common ground. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Talk show host is Alex Jones. He's a conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
Deeply, I think, racist.
I just got called racist by MSNBC.
I don't want that man to have a gun.
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
The Alex Jones Show. Watch the free stream live at Infowars.com/show.